My name is Dr. Dan Andreae, and I'm a professor at the University of Guelph-Humber and an adjunct associate professor at the University of Waterloo. Okay, I started teaching in 1994, and something I always wanted to do. Prior to that, I was executive director of agencies such as the Alzheimer's Society of Toronto, where I did a lot of public education and also educating other professionals, and that just reconfirmed my desire to teach at college or university. So I went back for a doctorate in education and then began teaching at college, and now I'm at university. I've been teaching for many years, and I think what keeps me in my career is just the passion for teaching, the desire to connect with students, to get them to tune in and turn on to education, and to see their faces light up when they do understand concepts and understand them. You know, my educational philosophy is really, it works best when the head meets the heart, and students can learn knowledge to really apply it in their own lives, and that's very exhilarating. I'm a professor of psychology and of health, and so I lecture students and enjoy doing that. I also prepare curricula, and I'm there as a mentor to students too as well. So if they need questions answered or they want to talk about things, I'm there to help them through the process. We have a chance to learn every day in the big classroom called life. We learn from experience, certainly. So if we touch a hot stove, we pull our hand away immediately because we don't want to be burned again, so we learn that way. But we also learn from our surroundings, from the media, for example, from books and television and movies. We learn from friends, we learn from mentors, we learn from all other different sources. But if we're talking about a structured environment, whether it be at the primary school level, secondary school, community college, or university, are there certain conditions that we can set and create that will help to optimize learning with students? And the answer is yes. And the fact is that I believe if people come into a classroom and their physical needs are met, they've had enough sleep and a full stomach, that's a requisite to learning. Beyond that, a key element is to create a safe environment. And that's safety in terms of physical safety, but also psychological safety. If you can create those conditions, then trust develops. Trust between the student and the teacher, and trust among the students themselves. At that point, at the next level up, they will begin to share, and they'll begin to blossom as they develop the confidence in themselves to begin to believe in themselves, and then creativity flows and the learning process gets activated. And if we create these conditions, then what happens is our brains like that and they respond positively. There's something called brain plasticity, and that refers to the fact that our brains don't learn independently, but they learn in terms of social situations. And if people feel motivated and they feel safe, then their brains will actually mold and shape the experience they're in. And so it's good for brain health, it's good for physical health, and it's good for enhanced learning. If I had to single out one person, it would be Dr. Eva Phillip. And she was a supervisor of mine when I was doing graduate work, and we all need somebody who will believe in us, somebody we can go to and we know they'll be there to answer our questions, and somebody who really thinks that we can do it. And so she was wonderful, and we've remained friends ever since. But she gave me the confidence to believe in myself, and therefore it was a good foundation upon which to begin my teaching career. I think if somebody wants to go into education, they have to have an abiding passion for education. They have to want to make a difference in students' lives. Not every day is going to be a perfect day, but to hang in there and to know that they can make a difference in these students' lives, not just in terms of what they learn, but in terms of who they are as human beings. The other thing I would say is to develop a good mentor, somebody who you can go to, or a network of people that can be supportive of you, because none of us ever do this entirely on our own.